Busy people getting fit in Fulshear, Texas. Our aim is to help you look better, feel better, and perform better as quickly as possible. I'm your host, Bryan White with Blue Eagle Fitness and Nutrition. Welcome. Hey, what's up, everybody? I am here with Clancy. I'm just grateful to be started right now. We have had a time with Clancy's hair. It looks as beautiful now as it did 10 minutes ago.
Okay.
I mean, it is, right? That we haven't changed, and by we I mean you. The braid, like I don't even know. You look amazing as always, especially your hair. Are you ready?
Look, I just washed my hair. Okay, before I came over here, it was a lot, so I'm exhausted.
Good. Everyone wanted to know that. That's how special either I am or you are, one of the two, that Clancy has washed her hair for this special
Just
occasion.
for
Yep. Okay, we are talking today about, did you know I'm writing a book?
I did.
Okay, yeah, I'm writing a book, 12 Fundamental Healthy Habits. And some of the titles are changing. They're still in flux. But one of the chapters is called Investing in Relationships. So that's what we want to do. We want to invest in our relationships. And you seemed like you might want to talk about this.
I love this topic.
Oh, yeah?
I love talking about this because it is so important for us to connect with people. I'm not talking about like millions of people on social media. I'm talking about like it's important one-on-one connections and spending time with people that matter to you and not just being out, being in isolation. That's not good. But and I only need, and this is what I tell my kids, you only need like one or two good friends. You don't need a crowd, right?
You don't need a million TikTok followers?
You don't need a million TikTok followers.
Would you like to have a million TikTok followers?
I mean, I wouldn't reject them, but you only need a handful of good friends that you connect with. And, making time to spend time with those people is important. And it fills my cup. When I do that, it fills my cup,
Okay. Good. So we are going to talk about not just the importance of investing in relationships, but what can we do to invest in those relationships. Okay. So one exercise I like to do, and a lot of these exercises came from the book called The Good Life.
I'm looking at your bookshelf. It's right there on the top.
It is. But I was trying to read the names.
Who wrote it?
So a lot of these topics came from various books. This one is called The Good Life. It's by Robert Waldinger and Mark Schultz. Cool. They are both, one's a medical doctor, one has a PhD. They're both in academia. And they author a study. It is the longest running study in the history of humans. It started at Harvard in the 1920s, and it has been going every year since. And it was meant to. A study was originally designed to figure out what made people successful. So it looked at Harvard attendees, which at the time were all white men from the New York, Boston area, but they all came from different financial backgrounds. And it was, how is it that someone poor was able to succeed at the same level as someone who's more middle class, is the same as someone who is very financially well off. And through the years, women have been added to the study. People of different races have been added to the study, and they have followed. Now we're on second and third generations of people in the study. So, the guy who was in it at the beginning has passed away in his 80s, for example, and now they're interviewing his kids and his grandkids. Looking at the study has morphed into what allowed them to live a happy life. So, we think of, there are some things, there's some what we call table stakes, kind of the bare minimum. You have to eat well. you have to exercise, and you need sleep. Okay, without those three things, it's hard to have a happy life. And security, financial security, food security, water security, give you those three things. But then once you have that, is there anything else that leads into happiness? And the number one thing before, after those table stake bare minimums is relationships. People, as we get older in particular, we have a tendency to drift away, right? How many of us are still friends with our friends from high school or from friends from college, right? I'm not. I don't see them basically ever. I would love to, but I live, a 10-hour drive away, right? So what am I doing to connect with people now? And as we get older, are we going to start drifting away to the point where we're isolated, or can we stay together?
So what do they say, or what do you say? What are some things that we need to be doing to connect better?
Yeah. So
people?
Super simple exercise. Grab a sheet of paper if you need it, or a note on your phone. You can think out loud. But it's identify people who give you energy. Okay, so give you energy. These are really, to make it even simpler, who are people you like to hang out with? Whether you hang out with them or not. Like that's, they are friends or acquaintances. We're not talking about quantity or how often we meet yet. Okay? But just think about people who you like to hang out with.
So people that give you energy, they don't suck the life out of you.
They don't suck the life out of you. If your husband were to say, "Hey, Clancy, we're having dinner with so and so this weekend," you would be like, "Yes," not, "Oh, really? Right. Why? I hate you. What are you doing to me?" Okay, so we're thinking about the people who give us positive energy. So can you have a couple of names?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I have them.
Okay. So I have a couple names.
I'm writing them down on my paper.
You're gonna write them down. Here's a pen.
I'm writing them down.
Oh, here's a good pen. I
see.
That's a good pen.
Some Post-its.
There's a Post-it.
I got this.
So.
Okay. So how many names do I need to write down?
I prefer to start with 6 to 8.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I prefer to start with 6 to 8 because we're going to do a few exercises here, and you don't want too many names. It becomes overwhelming. But if you only put down like 2 names, then it can end up putting too much pressure on the 2 people that you're talking to, because if that's all you have,
do I put my husband, or is he a given?
Yeah, for this exercise, let's call him a given.
We're talking about friends. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Yeah. Okay. So now these are people who give you energy. These are people that you want to see. Now the super simplest thing you can do in this moment is to choose one of them and send them a text message that just
I'm still
says,
making my list. Oh no, I'm just kidding.
that says, "Hey, thinking about you, would love to get together."
And then if you're me,
and then
you're
if
like,
I'm you,
"You're awesome." Emoji, 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 heart, 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 smiley, smiley, smiley.
Yeah, and depending on your list, like you could give like the strong arm emoji. I know there's some people on your list who, from your CrossFit class or whatever. Right. Yeah. So send them a text message. And so this is especially useful for if there's someone on your list who gives you energy and you haven't seen them in 6+ months. That would be a great person to just send a text to. Say, "Hey, thinking about you," and you could even say, doing this little exercise, thinking about people who I love to hang out with, thought of you.
Boom. Okay.
And that's it.
That's awesome.
Right?
I like it.
Second super simple thing you can do is you can grab your little stationery and you can write them a little note, a thank you note, just for being a friend. Again, hey, for me, "Hey Matt, what's up?" I wouldn't say "what's up." What would I say in this letter? I'd say, "Hey Matt, just want you to know I enjoy every minute we get to spend together. I love it when our families go on vacation together, and I have a great time playing golf with you. I look forward to many more rounds." You know
what I like about that? What you just said is that it was specific to Matt.
Correct.
You weren't just like, "Hey Matt, you're a totally awesome dude.
That's right.
Thanks for being my friend." You were like, specifically, "Here's why I really enjoy hanging out with you, Matt."
That's right.
So
Yep.
I like that.
So those are two super simple things you can do, and there's literally nothing in this world stopping you from doing one of those two.
That's true.
One of those two things. Literally nothing.
Except a stamp might be expensive.
A stamp on one of them, or having access to some stationery. But the text message, the book, in the book, some of this came from the book, others came from their experiences. Email doesn't work so well, but text, even though text is electronic, even if a friend that you haven't seen in 2 years, but you really enjoy hanging out with, sent you a text message and told you how much they enjoy hanging out with you, how would that make you feel?
It would make me feel good.
Yeah.
Really good. Yeah. And if I got a letter, I would feel really awesome if I got a handwritten note.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because so that takes a little extra effort,
Yeah. Yep.
So.
And so the next part of the exercise, so we've come up with a couple of action items, but the next part of the exercise is to look at your list of names. How many people are on your list? And next time we might want to do this on a piece of paper that's a little bit bigger than a Post-it note.
6 names.
But next to each name, you're going to write down how often you see this person. Is it once a month?
Okay.
Is it every day? Is it once a week? Once a month? Once a quarter? Once every 6 months? Once a year?
Okay.
And then one or over a year. If it's more than a year, we don't have to define it too much.
All right.
Okay. So you've done that.
Got it.
So now the next step is, and this actually requires some feedback on their part, is you reach out to the person that it's been the longest since you have seen them.
Oh, okay.
And hey, can we grab some coffee on Friday at 10 a.m. after my CrossFit class?
Time and day.
Yeah.
And can it be near the gym? Because I am not wanting to drive far.
But that's what. So we take the name of the person who's the farthest away that we haven't seen. Mm-hmm. Okay. We reach out to them, text, phone call, and say, hey, can we get together? For something. Doesn't have to be a dinner, but coffee, brunch, a quick bite to eat for lunch. And that's, so you reach out to that person, and if they haven't responded, or if you can't get together within the month, okay, then you reach out to the person who's the next furthest out.
So if I reach, what if this happens? Because actually this did happen. I saw someone in person and I was like, hey, let's get together. And then I texted the person and said, hey, give me some days that are open for you.
Yep.
Because I know you're busy.
Yep.
And then I haven't got any response. Do I just
Great
blow
question.
it off, or what do I do?
Yeah, so two ways that I would recommend responding, and this actually comes straight from the book. So there's actually research to my answer. This isn't just me riffing. The first is reach back out to them with you saying a specific day and time. Mm-hmm. And they're not going to respond. They could respond and say, sounds great. They could not respond, at which point we just let it flow away, right? We're only talking about relationships that give you energy.
Yeah.
And one where you're the one doing all the heavy lifting, that doesn't give you energy.
That's
right?
True. Yeah.
So if they accept, great. If they blow you off, we move on. That's why we have a list of 8 people. The third is they could respond and just say, no, we can't. I can't make it. Mm-hmm. And period. We're going to count that as we're just going to let that flow away.
Okay, I have another question.
Yep.
What if someone invites you?
Yep.
But they suck the life out of you.
Yeah,
and
great question.
You're like, I can't. Like, I like you, but I literally can't.
Yeah.
How is a good way to respond?
Well, so there are a couple of things. First of all, it is okay to balance who we hang out with in terms of people who give us energy versus suck the energy away from us. If we all ran away from people who sucked the energy out of us, then we would never have an opportunity to kind of teach them and coach them as friends, and how to give us more energy and not sucks the life out of us so much. So that would be So we do want to spend some time with them, but that should not be the bulk of our time.
But we're not under obligation to hang out with people.
No.
This is one thing I try to teach my kids. That you're not under obligation to hang out with everybody and be everyone's friend.
Yep.
You literally aren't.
Yep.
And that's okay. It's okay.
Yep. So if you're at a point where this isn't going to happen, and I recommend being a little bit truthful without being hurtful. I'm not. If you send me a text message, I'm going to respond. I say that I may not respond because I'm one of those people that if you send me a text message, I read it, it disappears, and then I accidentally never respond. But send me an email. Like email me.
If you want Bryan to respond, email him.
I respond.
I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you.
People in my life have learned.
I know this.
Yeah. So if I get an email from someone inviting me out to, let's say, lunch, and that just isn't going to happen, I would respond with something that's a bit transparent, but not hurtful. I'm going to respond though.
So it happened to me. I had a group of people that every month when I was traveling, I would meet up with this group of people and we'd go to dinner, and it got to the point where I had to cut myself out of the group for various reasons. And if I got to the point where I had to be like, I literally, like the next month when they're like, come on, where are you? Why aren't you here? Come on, we're scheduling this. This is the time. This is the restaurant. And I was like, look, I cannot do it anymore. Like, these things don't line up with my values. I can't, this is not how I am or how I want my life to be. And I had to just cut myself out. And they were like, okay. I mean, they literally were like, okay, fine. So it wasn't a big drama or anything. You know what I mean? I think sometimes we think, I can't be honest because it's going to hurt their feelings. And literally they're like, okay, bye.
Yeah. Love it.
Yeah, that's all I got.
That's all you got? Okay.
That's all I got.
Cool. Thank you. Yeah, so we have this, make the list of people who give you energy. Reach out to them with a text message or just a little card. And the card does not have to be this long description, this book.
Right.
But 3 sentences. 3 sentences works great. And then we take a look at the people and reach out to the ones it's been the longest since we've seen them. And we try to get something scheduled. And then, so we let that simmer for a couple of days. And again, we may schedule it like a month away, but for these relationships, with this exercise, we want to be connecting with people on a more regular basis. So yeah, then we look at the person who it's been the second longest that we've seen, reach out to them for coffee, brunch, something quick and easy, hopefully. And connect with them. And then we, if they can meet next week, great. We don't reach out to anybody until after we've had our coffee or brunch or dinner or whatever it is. And then once we have that, then we, again, go through our list and just work it. And we can just work through that list.
I like that. That's good.
Yeah, and the whole goal here, just as you mentioned, right, we're not here to be friends with everybody. And we're not here to make a whole list of everyone we know and who are the people who drain us of energy. And, it's really make a list of people you want to hang out with and then make a concerted effort to, hang out with them.
That's right. That's right. It's really very simple.
That's all we're doing.
And we're not saying 7 days a week that you have to book your calendar.
No.
In fact, don't do that.
Don't do that.
You'll be mad.
Once a week would actually be a lot. Once a week would be a lot. Once every 2 weeks is actually a much better, cadence. Cadence. Once every 2 weeks is a much better cadence.
Good, healthy connections. I like it.
Aren't we having dinner? Are we
You're
coming?
supposed to, but you didn't respond. No, I'm just kidding.
Wait.
I'm just kidding.
We're
no.
Y'all invited us.
Looking at your calendar.
Yeah. Okay.
So there's that.
Yeah. And I'll make sure that we get some. That's I'm looking at my calendar is not code.
She's looking at her calendar. She doesn't. I drain her energy, I think.
No,
she's like,
that is not true at all. That is not true at all.
Just kidding, Celesta. I know you're listening. Love ya.
You got anything else?
No,
you good? Okay. Well, thank you very much. Thank y'all for listening. Appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button. I don't think I've ever asked for that.
Hit the button.
The Brits say smash that like button, which I like that. I like that phrase. So smash that like button, and we'll see you on the other side.
Share it.
Have a great day.
And like it.
Bye. You can get every episode of Busy People Getting Fit wherever you listen to your podcast or on YouTube. You can also reach us at busypeoplegettingfit.com. Until next time, thank you for listening.